Hello. This is a comparison of the cash flow from operations of Titan and Kalyan Jewellers from fiscal year 21 to fiscal year 25. The black line is Kalyan, while the blue line is Titan. So, fiscal year 2021, okay, let's focus on fiscal year 21. Here we have Titan with 4,139 crores of operating cash flow versus only 629 crores for Kalyan. Okay, fiscal year 22, minus 724 crores of operating cash flows for Titan versus 245 crores for Kalyan. Fiscal year 23, Titan with 1,370 crores versus 1,000 crores for Kalyan. Fiscal year 24, finally, fiscal year 25, minus 500 crores for Titan versus 1,200 crores for Kalyan. When we plus all of these operating cash flows, last 5 years, Kalyan's total comes out to be 4,418 crores versus 5,939 crores for Titan. Okay, so Titan's cash flows were more. However, the confusing part here is if we take a look at the profit after tax of the company. So here we have the profit after tax of the company. The light one is Kalyan, the darker one, darker blue is Titan. Titan's fiscal year 2025 profit was 3,337 crores versus only 714 crores for Kalyan. Titan's profits were more than four times, they were 4.6 times Kalyan's net profits. However, their cash flows when combined are not 4.6 times. Okay? They're like a few percentage more. They're maybe like 20% more, 30% more, but they're not four times more. So massive discrepancy or difference in the net profits, but not to that same extent of the cash flows. So, why is Kalyan producing better cash flows? In order to answer this, let us go on four things. Here we have inventory, payables, customer advances, and gold metal loan. Basically, we're going to first analyze how do these things impact cash flows and see where Titan and Kalyan fall on this. So let us first start with inventory. Here we have the inventory impact on the cash flows. Now, how does inventory impact cash flows? Inventory includes raw materials. Okay, inventory includes your products still being made, let's say in the factory, and inventory includes your finished products that are available for sale but not yet sold to the customers. More is the inventory, less is the cash flows. Why? Let's say more of your finished goods you have in stock, it means less cash you have, more raw materials you have right now, less cash you have because your cash is effectively tied up in those raw materials. You don't have it in your hand, your cash is not in your hand because it's in your raw materials. Okay, so inventory impact on cash flows. Inventory rises, cash flows go down. Red one is Kalyan, blue one is Titan. So fiscal year 21, very impressive by Titan. Only 300 crores of negative impact on cash flows by inventory versus 500 crores of negative impact by Titan. However, fiscal year 25, minus 5,000 crores per Titan, minus 491 crores per Kalyan, minus 1,220 crores of inventory impact on cash flows in fiscal year 23 for Kalyan, 2,900 crores Titan. Then Titan 2,400 crores fiscal year 24, Kalyan 1,200 crores, and fiscal year 25 a massive gap, 1,300 crores negative versus minus 9,000 crores for Titan. And when we plus all of them up from fiscal year 2021 to fiscal year 25, the total negative impact of inventory on the cash flows of Titan were minus 20,026 crores versus only 4,926 crores. But this kind of makes sense. You can see the difference is like 4x something, okay, four times something. However, their profits are also like 4.6 times. Titan is way bigger. So, okay, fine, it makes sense. So, inventory, not the biggest impact maker, okay, not the biggest teller as to why Kalyan's cash flows are kind of so close to Titan, okay, and talking about the difference in their size. So, next thing is payables impact on the cash flows. Now, what are payables? Let's say the company is making a product, they acquire some raw materials from their suppliers. Now, the money the company owes to their suppliers after they have been supplied the raw material is known as what? Payables or trade payables. More are the trade payables, more are the cash flows. Why? Because basically, more is the money you owe to your suppliers for the raw materials, more is that money with you. That money is with you. But let's say if you decrease your payables, okay, you decrease your payables, meaning you paid your suppliers, that cash, that money is now with your suppliers. Okay. And in business, many times suppliers will give you raw materials on a credit. Basically, you can pay them back after some time. And those are known as trade payable days or payable days. More you can stretch those days, the more days that cash remains with you, and that increases your cash flow. Okay. So now comes the payables impact on cash flow, and this is pretty stark. So red one, Kalyan, blue one, Titan. Fiscal year 21, payables impact was a positive 132 crores. So payables increased by this much and had a positive impact on cash flows versus 194 crores of Kalyan for Kalyan. But fiscal year 22, minus 31 crores for Kalyan and plus 504 crores for Titan. Sorry, this was Titan. This was Titan. Fiscal year 23, plus 538 crores of positive impact by payables versus minus 89 for Titan. In fiscal year 24, plus 700 crores for Kalyan versus only 196 for Titan. In fiscal year 25, payables increased by 409 crores. Payables increased by 409 crores versus only 564 crores for Titan. When we plus them up from fiscal year 21 to fiscal year 25, Kalyan had a more positive impact from their payables. Their payables rose more, 1800 crores versus only 1300 crores for Titan, which again, if you remember how much more their profits was, this just shows despite that massive increase in the size, Kalyan was still able to increase their payables, the money they owe to their suppliers, by much more in terms of absolute terms, way more than Titan, despite the massive increase or difference in Titan and Kalyan. Okay, so this is where Kalyan has an edge, a big edge. Then comes customer or client advances. Okay, basically, advances, we pay them in advance for the goods, we receive the goods sometime after that. Okay, however, this boosts cash flow. The more are your customer advances, this boosts cash flow. Okay, let's go back. Now, this is not impact on cash flows. Okay, this is basically their balance sheet. Last time we were seeing as a period of time the cash flow statement. This is for the balance sheet. So, Kalyan had 1,464 crores of customer advance or client advances versus 2,900 crores for Titan. Let's go to fiscal year 25. 2,755 crores client or customer advances for Kalyan versus 3,776 crores for Titan. So both have significant customer client advances, which is good. However, again, if you remember the difference in their profits, and you see that this difference is not scaling up in customer or client advances. Titans is more, but still, you can see the gap is not to the extent of profits. So Kalyan, relative to its size, is able to get way more client or customer advances, especially from their franchisees. Okay, franchisees. Then impact of GML on cash flows. What is GML? Gold metal loan. Now, more specific to jewelers. Jewelers, let's say gold jewelry companies, they need gold to produce their jewelry. So they need to buy gold. Now, with a gold metal loan, basically a bank can then physically loan them the gold. So let's say earlier they buy the gold from I don't know, some gold selling company. They buy the gold, they pay them with cash. The cash is now gone. Now, with a gold metal loan, they get the gold and they can pay them back later. That cash is now with them for some time and they can use it to pay employees, for marketing, for opening more stores. More is the gold loan, gold metal loan, more are your cash flows. Okay, more of this, better for cash flows. Here, I think impressive by Titan. So fiscal year 22, 78.8 crores of positive impact. Okay, positive impact for Kalyan versus 1,188 crores of positive impact of gold metal loan on cash flows. So in fiscal year 22, gold metal loans increase about 1,188 crores. Fiscal year 23, Kalyan's was better, 356 crores versus a decrease of minus 99 crores for gold metal loan by Titan. Fiscal year 24, again Kalyan did better, 399 crores of positive impact versus only how much? 42 crores only for Titan. That is too low. However, fiscal year 25, massive comeback by Titan of 2,468 crores positive impact of gold metal loan on the cash flows versus only 86 crores by Kalyan. However, however, you see the total impact on the plus them from fiscal year 22, 919 crores versus 3,500 crores, 3,599 crores. This is not a 4x increase. This 3,599 crores is not like 4.6x times this much, which is significant because, again, you see the profits difference is around that 4 times. Okay. It was even more in the past. So I think that is it. So, as a conclusion, what do we see? First of all, in terms of inventory, not the most stark difference. To be honestly saying, because the difference in their size, because how much bigger Titan's profits are. Okay, in absolute terms, inventory drawdowns will be way more, like 4 to 5 times. But here we can see 4,926. You can divide 20,026 by this. Maybe not the most difference. However, payables payables, Kalyan actually beat Titan. Like positive impact of payables, Kalyan actually beat, which means they get more, they're able to stretch their payments to their suppliers, it seems more than Titan. Okay. Then customer client advances, it is close. It is way closer in than their profit difference. Okay. Way closer than the profit difference. Relative to the size, Kalyan seems to get way more. And finally, gold metal loan, Titan wins here massively, but the difference is not to the same extent as their profit difference. So that was it. As a summary, I guess that was already a summary. Let us see how their cash flows are in the future. We can once again take a look at these cash flows. It seems Titans seems to be way more volatile, and let's see how both of these companies do in the future.